What's going on, everybody? Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So the stock market did well today. What else is new, right, guys? Yet again, another strong day. S&P 500 and the Dow Jones up 0.6%. The NASDAQ 100 went up 0.3%, and the Russell 2000 went down about 0.2% on the day. And today we're going to be talking more about the markets, breaking down some technicals, going over a bunch of stocks to buy now. And I also want to share with you guys what I've been doing in the stock market, stocks I own right now, and in general where my head is at as a trader and as an investor. So if you guys find value, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord chat, the Strive Smart Discord chat, and the Facebook group, link down below. You could also get 4 stocks from WeBull and some money from Coinbase, M1 Finance. All of those are free and again linked right down below in the description box. So let's get into it. What happened today? The markets, well, they did well. The S&P 500 hit an all-time high, up 24 points, again up 0.6%, and we ended up breaking out of the big resistance that was plaguing the S&P 500 in the past 2 days, which was right around 37.43 to be exact, right? And you can see here we struggled there on the 29th. We double top and we fell off, fell under it on the 29th, and same on the 30th, right? The past 2 days we've struggled there, and we've also held about 37.26 as support, right? So we were really in between a pretty nice, a close rather, gap here of about 20 points, and we squeezed out of it today, and it really came in the latter half of the day. At about 2 p.m. here on the East Coast, we saw a massive move in the S&P, and we again took out 37.43. We took out the all-time high from 2 days ago as well, which was right around 37.56, and we hit a fresh all-time high at 37.60. So at this point in time, we obviously don't have many resistances to deal with, although now that I'm looking at this again, we're actually right at the resistance. We closed right around the all-time high from 3 days ago. So next week, and by the way, tomorrow, the markets are closed. Have a great New Year, guys. New Year's Eve, a safe one, and have a great New Year's Day. Let's ring the 2021 year, and let's ring it in and have a great year, and health, wealth, prosperity, all that great stuff with family. Let's have a great year. And we'll see what happens next week with this market. I think this is going to be a very interesting spot. If the S&P can break 37.56, 37.60, we might see a little move up, maybe to almost 3,800. That is one of the targets that I mentioned a couple weeks ago, if you guys watched, and we didn't hit the target in time. I said maybe the S&P could hit 3,800 by the end of 2020, and we're a little bit under that. But we might get there in the beginning of 2021. Who knows? Before maybe we see a further pull down, which I've also mentioned in previous videos. So let me know your thoughts, guys. What are your thoughts on the market? This is looking very bullish. We're breaking out. We could be going higher. It all depends if the S&P can hold 37.56, 37.60, and push above that. And when it comes to the Dow Jones, up 200 points today. Pretty nice day. It also hit an all-time high at 30,637. And we've been covering this pretty religiously on the channel. And if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, because every day during the week and on the weekends, we're breaking down the market. We're talking about the top stocks for that week, for the upcoming days, and it really helps provide direction. I feel like these videos that I make help provide direction of where the market is moving in the short term. The technical analysis, I feel like a lot of people don't take it into account. They don't really think it's valid. They think, oh, it's just lines on a screen. But if you really follow the markets and you watch the charts, you realize, wow, dang, these technicals really work. So if you guys want to see more of a technical breakdown of the market, different stocks every day, I'm your guy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and you'll enjoy the content. I can guarantee you that. And we see the Dow Jones, it broke out of this range it was in all of December, right? It broke out of 30,250. We saw a big pop up. And yesterday, we were talking about the ascending triangle that the Dow Jones was in, and watch for it to squeeze out. And again, this is another technical pattern that we called out before it happened. I mean, this is why I'm telling you guys, the technicals, yeah, they might not be perfect to use solely for picking stocks. Don't just only use technicals. You have to have some fundamental analysis too, for the most part. It depends whether you're, long-term investing, trading. It's all different. But yeah, all I'm saying is this stuff really is important, right? Because look, we called this out yesterday on the 10-day, 30-minute. You can see, look, we were uptrending, and let me just redraw this so you can see it. We were uptrending, making higher lows into that resistance at 30,530. And I said if we break that, if we hold the uptrend and break 35.30, there's going to be a squeeze out of there. That is the ascending triangle breakout, and we got exactly that. So there could be some higher moves or higher prices coming in the Dow Jones here in the next couple weeks for sure. And the NASDAQ 100, same thing. I mean, take a look at what happened on the 10-day chart. You can see we ended up squeezing up. We're right around 12,900 now. We did not hit an all-time high on the NASDAQ 100. We're about 200-300 points short, but we're right there. This could also, I know there's a lot of crap on this chart. Let me clear it. But next week, we have to see, will this fully break out of 12,900? If so, this could also be an ascending triangle breakout. I mean, take a look, right? We can squeeze out and maybe go to that 13,000 level on the NASDAQ 100. So watch out for these little patterns, guys. Watch out for what I just mentioned. It's very important stuff here. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Drop a comment. Are you buying stocks, selling? If you guys are enjoying this video, hit the like button. Again, subscribe to the channel. And let's talk about what I did today. And the truth is, I didn't do anything today yet again. And I kind of wrapped up the books. Now that I'm thinking about it, I wrapped up the 2020 books a couple days ago, and I haven't traded in 2 days at this point, and I'm really just waiting for the new year. I don't know, call me crazy, I'm a little picky, I don't know, but I didn't want to force anything before the long weekend. I've mentioned this before in different videos. I still have some positions in SLV, which gold and silver did pretty decent today. Silver actually went down 0.2%, but gold was up 0.4%. And I'm actually in SLV at about 23 bucks. This one's at about 24.50. And another example of an ascending triangle. Watch out for this one, guys. SLV might squeeze out of here into the 26, 27 level. I think that's coming. So I'm in SLV. That's one I am in. And same with Workhorse at $22, which is not looking too good right now. It's actually under that point, and I'm a little bit in the hole right now, so I might have to, the truth is I'm holding this for a couple months. That was the idea when I got in, and I might average down. We'll see. I think overall this is going to be a $25+ stock, which is why I'm in it. And again, guys, I didn't force anything these past couple of days, and I have a good amount of cash, which I'm taking into 2021. And let's make it a good year, guys. Let's make it a good year. And if you guys are comfortable, let me know in the comments. What's your biggest, maybe not personal goal or whatever, or feel free to drop that as well. But what's your biggest stock market goal for 2021? Let me know. If you guys want to, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know. So now let's get into some stocks. I have 8-9 stocks here. Let's see how long this video is. We're about 8 minutes in, so I don't want to keep you guys too long on New Year's Eve, but we're going to talk about some stocks regardless, right? So the first one is Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM. This is one that is quite interesting. On the 4-hour chart, there's no doubt about it. We're uptrending. We're making higher lows, higher highs, all of that good stuff. But if we zoom in a bit here in to see really what's been happening in the past couple of weeks, ever since the beginning of November, it's interesting. This could be two different things. We can see that we're in a wedge, an ascending triangle yet again. You guys can see there's a big resistance at about 153, and we're uptrending into that resistance. So scenario one could be we squeeze out of 153 and we test 160. We fill the gap up to 160, which could be a 4% move. That is one scenario here with Qualcomm. But scenario number two, take a look at this. Let me show you guys this. Very key. This could also be a head and shoulder in the making. Left shoulder, head right here. And this could be the right shoulder if, and big if here, if it breaks the downtrend on the 4-hour chart and if it dumps under or rather if it breaks the uptrend and it dumps under this 180 and 50 SMA. If it does that, that's going to be the completion of the right shoulder, and we might be seeing Qualcomm anywhere from 135, 130, maybe low 140s in terms of per share value. So watch out for what it does there. We can squeeze up. That could be a move, or the right shoulder could form, which could also be a move for a short play. We'll see. But overall, Qualcomm, I like it. Alibaba, BABA is another one that is interesting, right? We saw a pretty big drop. When was that? Last week? That might have been last week. Yeah, we saw a big drop. It went down to 215, held about 220 support, right? That was a support from a couple months ago. We filled the gap quite quickly. Excuse me, guys. We filled the gap from 220 to 245 quite quickly, and we got rejected there, right under that 50 SMA, and now we're struggling at this point. So at this point in time, this could be a lower high in the making. I mean, it already is, meaning it could be pushing for a lower low, meaning the downtrend is still intact, right? Us failing, Baba failing at 245 was not too good of a look. So watch for maybe a move down to about 220, maybe 225. Let's see if this lower low tries to push. If so, I'd be careful. But the second we break out of, let's say, 245, that is where we might be able to see a gap up to maybe 265, 260. That's overall my next upwards target if we break 245. So watch out for Baba. Fastly is another one that you guys wanted me to talk about. Let's talk about it here. Fastly, if you guys look, it's wow, it's interesting here. This is now that I'm looking at it, I see a head and shoulder here a couple months ago. We had the left shoulder here, the head right here, and the shoulder right here. And then we had that massive pop to 136, sold off to 62, so we lost over half the value there. And that was back in the beginning of November where we bottomed. And ever since then, we've been uptrending nicely. We were in this channel that you guys can see on this 4-hour chart. We were trading within it. And then back on the 24th, 23rd, 24th, right around Christmas 2020, we ended up breaking that channel. And we also broke $100. And we actually filled the gap all the way down to about $88, $87. And now we're trading right around this 4-hour 180 SMA. And I'd see this as a potential dip buy. Maybe if we're able to hold, I'd say 88 and go back into 90, I'd like to see a move maybe from $90 up to about $98 to $100. That would be the next gap to fill. But honestly, now that I'm looking at the bigger picture on this 4-hour chart, another thing that's a bit worrisome is this could be an overall head and shoulder as well. I feel like I'm spotting so many head and shoulders these days in these videos, and you guys drop it in the comments sometimes. It's funny. You're like, Stas is the head and shoulder guy. It's like, I feel like all these stocks are in a head and shoulder pattern that I'm looking at. Am I going crazy or something? But this kind of looks like it could be a head and shoulder as well, and that's if it breaks 87, 88 on the downside, right? If we break 88, 87, watch for a move down to 80. That could very well happen. And if 80 breaks, we could be testing. I don't want to sound like an ultra bear here, but just basically, this is what I'm seeing, right? If we break 80, we might be going 70, 75, which honestly, I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm more on the bullish side on Fastly, but again, I'm just pointing out both scenarios here that could happen. So watch out for the head and shoulder, but more importantly, watch out for what it does at 90, 88, 90. If we end up rallying off that point, that means the bulls are gaining that momentum, and we're probably going to go back over 100. We'll see. And I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. And if you want me to talk about any specific stocks, also leave those in the comments down below. So another one here is FedEx, ticker symbol FDX. I've been getting a bunch of questions on this one, and this is one that it's pretty clear that we need to see a relief rally in order to make some money here. And I think the relief rally is coming, at least on the long side, right? I think we're going to see a relief rally. And we're at a point where I think it could be coming now. This is right where we've seen FedEx pop in the past, right around 258, 260, right? We've seen it go from 260 to about 300 multiple times, right? So this is a level to look out for. If we're able to hold this 258, 260 level, watch for the bounce back on FedEx, and especially here on the hourly chart, if we're able to break this overall downtrend, take a look, that would be a sign that we are reversing as well. So watch the 4-hour chart for that 260 level, and then watch the hourly chart. This is what I'm doing for the confirmation that, okay, we're breaking out of the downtrend that we've been in for about a month at this point. So FedEx, I wouldn't jump the gun quite yet. There could be some more downside. I'm being a bit patient with it. Let's just put it like that. And Apple's another one, AAPL. This is one that you guys know I was in. I made some money on this. I locked in all my profits, and the stock went up after I locked in profits. It happens most of the time, guys. You have to deal with that. That's part of the trading game. The stock usually goes up after. You can't time it perfectly every time. It'd be great if the second you got out, the stock would tank afterwards. And let me be honest with you, it's not like that for most of the situations, most of the time, right? And yeah, this was one where I sold out, I believe at 132 roughly, and it went to 138. We hit that 138 all-time high resistance from a couple months ago, back in the beginning of September, and we got rejected there, and we ended up going down from 138 to about 132. That's down about a couple of dollars, a couple percentage points, 4% to be exact, and now we're holding the 50 SMA 4-hour chart. So for this upcoming week, this could be a potential dip buy. We'll see, right? It's held this before, and it's rallied off this point before, so I think it could do it again from 138. And honestly, we might squeeze over 138, probably into the 140s the next time if we end up seeing that pop, right? And honestly, since I'm not in the stock anymore, and I'm being a bit biased here since I want it to go down, I want it to go down. Let's be honest. I'd rather see it break this 50 SMA, go back to 125, test that level of support, maybe hold there, but ultimately break that too and go to low 120s. I'd love to pick up Apple in the low 120s, but either way, we'll see what it does, and I think there is potential here starting to unfold on this dip. And ARKK is another one here that I haven't really talked about in these daily update videos, but I do own this in my M1 Finance long-term account, which I actually made an episode yesterday in that portfolio that I'm growing from $0 to now it's over $10,000 strictly for the YouTube channel. I own some ARK ETFs in there, and I'll link that episode down below if you guys want to check it out. But this is one that's down over $14, around $14 from its peak, down about 10%, and I think this might go lower. I think we could be seeing a price on this one in the mid-1 teens, maybe 115, 118. I think right around this 180 SMA would be a great pickup for ARKK on a dip. And I've actually owned, I think I own this one since $90 in that account. I bought it at 90, and at that point, crazy thing is, guys, when I bought ARKK at 90, it was close to its all-time high, and I was like, I don't really like buying stocks in my long-term account that are close to the all-time high. But when you're buying high-growth ETFs, high-growth stocks, it's crazy. You'll be surprised sometimes. You buy at all-time highs, you look away for a couple months, you come back, and the stock ETF is a lot higher, and it's at new all-time highs, right? So I got in at 90.95 thinking it was an overbought play, but again, when you're long-term investing, you got to look past that a little bit, and now it's at 138, and I'm sure in a year, 2 years, it's going to be at 180, 200, and it's just going to keep on going, right? As long as, of course, they keep using those funds well, putting them in good stocks and so forth. But you guys get the point, right? So I'm looking at ARK as a dip buy. FUBO is another one that, if you guys didn't know, FUBO operates a live TV streaming platform for live sports events, news, and entertainment content in Europe and the United States. This is a stock that got very hot, and now it's collapsing, and rightfully so. It got very hot, very overhyped, in my opinion, when it went from $30 to $63, and now it collapsed back to $30, and it's looking like a falling knife still. Today it went down 16%. It broke that 180 SMA, and yeah, we are overbought, rather oversold, very oversold. We could end up maybe seeing a snapback, but this is not one that I would like to play at this point. I think it's a little too volatile for me, to be honest. But not saying that there can't be money made. I'm just telling you guys my opinion. But either way, I'd watch overall if you are going to get into it, if you want to play it. Watch what it does here at 30 bucks. If it goes back above 30, if it goes to 32 plus, if it breaks these levels, that means, hey, we might see that snapback and there could be some money. But then again, we might be going lower since we haven't confirmed support yet. So be careful with this one. Another one that I've been getting a bunch of questions on is ZM, Zoom. And not to say I called it out, but I called it out, guys. We called out the descending triangle here on Zoom, and it also broke this wedge that you're also seeing. But we can see here it was holding support very nicely at 375. This is where we called that descending triangle at. So we saw a big support, big base at 375, and we were downtrending into that support, right? We were making lower highs into it, and lo and behold, the 375 support gave out. We filled the gap down to 355, and now we broke 355 and went down another 5% today, and we're trading in the mid 330s. So the fact that we broke 350 and 375, that's not a good sign at all here for Zoom. And I don't want to sound like an ultra bear, but based on these technicals, honestly, guys, I think Zoom could go low 300s. I mean, now that we broke 350, we're in the mid 330s. We could be going down a couple more percentage points. If we go down to 300, that'd be another 10% drop. And honestly, I would not be surprised if that happened. And the overall sentiment with Zoom is shifting slowly, right? And we're seeing the V-shot. This is definitely something big around Zoom's decline. A lot of people are like, all right, we're seeing the V-shot. People are probably going to go back to work. And Zoom stock's a bit overheated right now. Maybe let me take some profits. Let me trim some off Zoom and put it into some recovery stocks, right? That's definitely what a lot of retail investors are doing, I'd assume. A lot of other investors and a lot of big institutions are likely doing that as well. We don't know for sure, but one can only guess that they're taking profits off of Zoom and putting it into something like an airline, or maybe not an airline, but you guys get the point, like a recovery stock or something. So I'd be careful with this one. Maybe we get a relief rally at some point, but we'll see, guys. And the last one is Square, ticker symbol SQ. This one is right where I want it, right around this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. But I didn't pull the trigger, guys. Today, I didn't buy anything, and I'm waiting for next week, honestly, to pick up some shares here on Square, especially if it's able to hold the 210, 215 level. I think that's a pretty good dip. And overall, this one does have, in my opinion, upside back to the 230, 235, 240 levels. So we're watching these closely. SQ on the dip, ARKK on the dip, Apple on the dip. I like those. Zoom, be careful, although there could be some potential there as well. And Qualcomm, that's the number one we talked about. We'll talk about it again for a second. This one could squeeze out and see a huge pop into the 160s. So that's it for this video. If you guys found value, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to leave me a comment down below. What's your biggest stock market goal for 2021? And I'd love to know, honestly. And maybe if you want a personal goal, whatever, just drop me a goal down below. I'd love to know. And I'll catch you on the next video. And don't forget to join the Discord chat, the Facebook group. Get $10 from Coinbase down below. Get yourself 4 stocks from WeBull down below. And have a safe night, guys. Have a safe night. And I hope you all have a great end to the crazy year that we just experienced, 2020. It was a wild one. It was a wild one. And it was definitely one for the history books. And we're turning the page over, guys. Let's do it together. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there again, like I said. And I'll see you all next video. Peace out.